Mako-chan. I didn't realize we'd take the same train.
Doesn't everyone here take the same train?
Haru. What a coincidence. I was just thinking of you.
Oh, were you?
Yep. How should I put this? Our battles from this point forward are only going to get tougher, right? So, I've been reflecting on our approaches to combat in the hopes of finding some new tactics. In the end, I came up with something, but I realized I'll need your help with it.
Me? Sure. If I can be of any help, I'd love to work with you on this.
I appreciate it. So, what I'm thinking is...
Mako-chan?
Now that I think about it, this is probably going to sound rather absurd.
Don't worry. If it's your idea, Mako-chan, I'm sure it'll be great.
Folks was gonna say, don't worry, I love absurd things.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Well, ready to hear it?
Huh?
So, for the most straight-laced member of the party, brace yourself for what this showtime ends up looking like. You would not imagine Makoto was the one to suggest it.
So, any thoughts?
What a great idea! I'd be honored to help.
Oh, thank you. Well, I hope it works out.
Just leave it to me. But wow, Mako-chan, you come up with some pretty bold moves sometimes.
Bold is an understatement for this.
I really look up to you for that.
Do you? I'm not sure how that makes me feel, but thank you.
The star will grant us our wish if it's based on such a great plan. I'm positive.
And, yeah, people ship those two a lot.
So, this is the location you've been using as a hideout.
Oh, crap, now he knows about the hideout.
Can we just get started?
Forced investigation will take place on November 20th. That's our deadline this time.
Is there any possibility of that investigation being moved to an earlier date?
Yeah, unlike the other deadlines, this one does seem like it could be variable.
I highly doubt it.
How can you be so sure? Didn't they want to catch us as soon as they possibly could?
They may be corrupt, but they are still a bureaucracy. Certain steps must be taken in order to continue forward. Unless their situation becomes extremely dire, they won't act with only circumstantial evidence.
I'm impressed, Detective Man. You sure know a lot about internal affairs.
Well, he works with them often.
Yes, he is quite promising.
Well, this is a purely give-and-take relationship.
Don't worry, most of our relationships that way.
You taught me the inner workings of the Phantom Thieves, so it's only fair I return the favor.
Why didn't we make a friend on the police force sooner than this?
And I will be sure to contact everyone if the investigation team makes any odd movements.
Wait, you know what the movements are of you Narukami and friends?
That would be helpful.
Yeah, I do wonder what they're doing at this point, because with all the weird stuff that's going on in Tokyo, you think that they or the Shadow Operatives would be involved somewhere. I'm sure that's a subject for fanfics.
Alright.
Oh yeah, also Showtime unlocked. I love how Akechi's just standing near the window away from everyone else. Yeah, nobody else really wants anything to do with him, and whoa boy, that's a low approval rating. But yeah, you're gonna see the date jump forward in a few seconds.
Hey, we're all here.
And so, the date's moved ahead a little bit. It's time for Operation Let's Stop Sire from going full Von Karma. Firstly though, let's hold a meeting. Also, there's a thing of takoyaki here, which is probably giving Akechi PTSD.
We should sort out our situation.
So yeah, we're obviously lacking information because we haven't really fully been in there. Okay, Akechi's telling us we are under-leveled for this, which I'm okay with, actually.
Okay, that's enough for now.
And so, as they say, the house always wins, but then you wait long enough, you bet big, and then you take the house.
Yes. Let us go.
Concentration! Keep your head in the game.
Hey, somewhere.
So we're back in this hallway, but it's populated by shadows this time. Let's go.
Now's our chance.
Now, we already know this thing is unicorn because I've already fused one before, but they are weak to curse. Do I have any curse on me? Because if not, it's probably a good thing. Yeah, I'm going to actually go ahead and, this is probably a little expensive. I might actually equip some, SP adhesives, but, also I used the wrong buff there. I meant to buff attack, but yeah, I think we'll probably still end up, getting Akechi's finisher because I really want to show it. He didn't get a chance in his, debut battle.
And there it goes. Good one, Crow. And there it goes. Good one, Crow.
I already have a unicorn, so I'll have a better chance of getting good items with negotiating, but I really want to show this. Akechi has possibly the hammiest victory screen, and that's really saying something.
Okay.
That was an easy
Just
battle.
whenever I see that, I just basically picture him going like ba-da-ba, like really loudly. But okay then, I'm gonna keep Akechi in the party though, but I do want to bring in Arn and Yusuke. Arn because we'll soon see some enemies weak to fire, but Yusuke mostly because I just really want to show off that. Probably get a chain encounter here, but that's Showtime that never showed up during Okumura's Palace.
Surprise attack successful. Now just
So we've got some powers here. Do they course through us? Probably not right now. Hopefully not. But let's, yeah, they're weak to Mudor, so once again, Akechi can handle this one.
And there it goes. Good one, Crow.
I like how it says check me there. I also like Akechi's all-out attack portrait. Like, the way that you can see him, like, reaching his hand out like that. Again, it's also quite hammy, but it fits his overall personality. And hey, that wasn't even a chain battle. Okay, then.
That was easy.
Indeed.
So, for most of this palace, we're going to end up going backstage to these kind of areas. This is actually something that I'm not too fond of when it comes to this palace. And of course, casinos would collect the customers' data, which would be quite dangerous if they got hacked. And, well, we have a hacker with us. I like how all those chips are sort of going through that giant tube at the top there. But yeah, like, the flashiness at the casino, you actually don't get to see much of it during this palace. Also, yeah, it's kind of weird not having a map at this point. I kind of feel like the map's been just a formality for most of the dungeons we've been through recently, because you tend to get the map quite early. It's not quite the case here. Okay, bullet hail time. This is our first chance to show off Electric Slug. So yeah, they lose 50% of their health now. So, Valkyrie I've also already, quote-unquote, scanned, because I fused it earlier. Generally why I don't like to get ahead on fusions, because I kind of prefer to show off the weaknesses by recruiting the shadows. But yeah, this thing I know for a fact had no weakness in the original Persona 5. And I used to, also, yes, Akechi uses ray guns, and Counter-Strike works on guns, that's good to know. Yeah, because I remember back from the original game that this thing I would often use downshot on. Not as necessary anymore now that it has a weakness.
You got them all.
I guess the amp accessory on Arn is a little too good here. But, you know, I would say that the all-out attack isn't always necessary, but, oh, we still got the money bonus, so I guess you just have to win in one turn, even if it's not an all-out attack.
We defeated them. Okay.
Actually, wait, no, one of those bonuses is Hifumi's Confidant, the other is money reading from Sire. So yeah, there's actually two of them, and they're both displayed the same way, with just text saying bonus. Now, again, while I'm here, I don't want to forget this. Yeah, I probably should equip an SP adhesive. Oh, and Akechi doesn't even have an accessory right now. He just has a... Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a pretty poor choice of name for that weapon, given memes regarding Xenoblade 3 and other stuff now. I also forgot to give anybody the spacesuit, but plus 30 SP is pretty solid of an effect for Akechi, though it won't take effect immediately. And I'm just going to go ahead and give him an SP adhesive. And somebody here needs the spacesuit. I suppose Yusuke can take that. I still find it kind of weird that Whims of Fate, which is the song that's playing now, by the way, by Lin, the main singer of Persona 5, the same singer who does Take Over, Last Surprise, and Wake Up, Get Out There. As well as a song that we've only heard once so far, that we're not supposed to hear for the first time until a little later. Anyway, its second verse rhymes bow tie with card guy.
I'll reveal your true form.
But yeah, it's a pretty popular song. Like, I'm not as huge a fan of it as I am of as many fans of this game are. Like, I still think it's good, but there are other songs that I like more. I am glad that it has two verses, though, because a lot of the palace themes in Persona 5 have pretty short loops. So at least this one's loop is longer. I would like to recruit that, but at the same time, I feel like I'd also like to do this. And I guess we can show off Yusuke's level 3 baton pass now. Yeah, the funny thing is that the Oseis are weak to Bless as a regular enemy, but the one you fought as Akechi's joining tutorial is not weak to Bless, and you'd think it would be, because it would give a perfect opportunity to show off Akechi's unique abilities. It does apparently have a massive weakness to, actually, this is kind of early for Summer Rakan, which is pretty good. It does apparently have a massive weakness to Almighty, like a passive Almighty weakness. But in general, I find Mega Dola just does a ton of damage for a supposedly just, you know, mid-game tier skill. It is considered heavy damage, but even then, like, we have access to some severe attacks right now. So the funny thing about these enemies in Sire's Palace is that there's an unused variant model of the wine bottle-toting shadows, and it's used in Royal, but not in the base game, which is kind of interesting. We'll be seeing that model eventually, although given what's in Royal but not in the base game, you can probably guess where that model is going to be used. But it is kind of cool they repurposed some unused content from the original game, just like they did with Kamoshida's Palace. You know what? I don't really feel like doing an all-out attack right now. Let's see if you give me a good item.
Oh, some rare loot!
Physical ointment, huh? Okay. And once again, I'm sorry, I meant your items and your life. You can still do a warning shot even when you aren't in Persona negotiation, if you're just negotiating for items. I kind of feel what it does there. I kind of like the way that unicorns look when they're exploding on the all-out attack screen. Also, yeah, we're going to be leveling up faster than usual thanks to having Mishima's Confidant at fanboy rank with a PH. Oh, that's kind of funny now that I just have Summer Rakan, so I kind of have less need for these items, but still. So that's also another reason why I didn't want to go to Mementos before this, because I would have got very, very over-leveled, and these enemies here would just be a massive joke. I would say they're already a joke, but don't underestimate them. The Valkyries in particular can be quite dangerous. Also, yeah, these areas as well. These areas are quite maze-like, and you might also want to make sure that you turn on Third Eye, because there are some interactable objects in these backstage areas that can be a little hard to see. No, I was a little too close for a Sinead hook there.
My skills exceed yours.
How smug Akechi's battle quotes are. It's just one of the more memorable things that he says to me, that my skills exceed yours.
Okay.
And here I don't think I have any, like, multi-target curse attacks on Joker, so I think... Do I have, like, one of those Ouija boards I could use? Oh, that's the insta-kill version. Oh, I can try at least. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect, unfortunately. Yeah, Hummer and Mudo just aren't amazing in Persona 5, as I've said many times before. What is amazing, though, is this Fire Amp accessory on Arn. Until she learns that, this is actually pretty strong. I've never used this in a playthrough before. Speaking of things like that, with Ryuji leveling up there, I've just kind of also realized I feel like I'm not really using Ryuji a whole lot. I know that I've, like, said I've always thought Yusuke was underrated, and I've been using Yusuke quite a lot, and I sort of feel like it's sort of weird. The baton pass boosted skills, along with some other things, it's just, I don't know, I just feel like Ryuji sort of suffers a little bit in the mid-game. He gets very, very strong in the late and end game, but at this point, I don't know, I've just always felt like Ryuji just kind of has some issues. Especially with some of his skills being, actually not even sure what that thing's weak to. Especially with some of, like, his area skills being a little unreliable and being reliant on multi-hits. Shock is still great, though. Yeah, I just feel like I don't really use him as much as I probably should. Okay, I could be horribly wrong about this, but my gut is telling me to try Sai.
You're mine.
Well, I missed, so I don't even know if I'm horribly wrong. Diorama. Oh, it's kind of weird you see enemies living long enough to heal themselves, and that's why I said not to underestimate Valkyrie. Okay, let's try this again. Nope, okay then. Maybe it's nuclear? Or electricity. I feel like it's either one of those. Well, it wasn't electricity. But it was a technical regardless.
One enemy hit the ground.
Get the...
Not that yet. Get ready. Almost one enemy shot down. Panther's rocking it. We can't talk right now.
Now, unfortunately, I can't recruit it because it's shocked, but at least I know that it's not electricity, so it's probably either, I wouldn't expect Bless to be that thing's weakness, so it's probably nuclear. Speaking of nuclear, hey, there's Nuke Boost. I was kind of thinking, though, what I'd get rid of for this, because a lot of these skills I do kind of want to keep, although, admittedly, that's not really proving useful, and even, like, I have items that can do the role of that, so, yeah, let's get rid of that. Marakukaja's pretty nice. I can probably get rid of Defense Master once she learns that, because Marakukaja is just kind of, also, there's a card reader here, and there's a Will Seed room, so we know where we're going the moment we get some kind of card. But yeah, like, basically she'll sort of have Marakukaja up all the time, so she won't really need to have that auto on herself. I was kind of half expecting a, Treasure Demon to pop out of that one. But as it stands, we can't progress any further this way.
Huh? Is there a safe room around here somewhere?
Now, I have this suspicion that this safe room was not in the vanilla version.
We found a new safe room.
And these ones, you might notice, aren't even having that distortion filter over them, so I don't even know what these are meant to represent in the real world. Yeah, I just realized, yeah, I probably should be doing an alarm right now. I guess I can save Yusuke's skill card duplication for if I really sort of want something later. And now right here, there is a shadow directly in our path that's red.
Whoa!
We could try and barrel right through, or we can sneak past. So I'm going to choose the sneaking route, because, you know, we're thieves, it makes sense. There's a few stealable objects around here, although that one was a little disappointing. Oh, hi there. Sometimes you need to be pretty quick on your ambush finger once you open these doors, but if you get a bit of a preview of that guy from a little earlier, wow, that's a lot of cruel... Oh, I don't even have Ose. Okay, I might as well try and recruit one of them. And yeah, I do have Muckhorger on quite a few things, actually. Yeah, I'd rather go for it on you. Hopefully this doesn't one-shot everything, though, because I've got a decent magic stat and bless.
2 enemies floored. Not bad, Joker.
That was way more misses than I'd expect from that. Wow, okay then, Joker needs to work on his game.
Now, Robin.
Game just makes me think of, though, how these guys are being used for that cheating gamer. Kind of like how they hold like one of the swords behind their head and do that kind of pose. Here we go, we finally get this. So if you choose Join My Cause, from Yoshida's rank 10 ability, we get an automatic recruitment. So yeah, from now on we have a lot of ways to make recruitment much easier, so that's pretty cool. We have both
Your
Warning
power's
Shot
incredible,
and well, what I just showed there. Like, I do personally really like, yeah, I do personally really like Join My Cause, especially when it's backed by Yoshida's rank 10 ability, which lets you recruit shadows that are higher level than you. Aha, we can climb these right here. And this grate has conveniently already been kicked open. Wonder if someone's already been through this place. Probably not. I guess, you know, Cognition had that grate already open for us. And we can now jump back right here, which puts us behind this thing. Which means that... I want to fight this thing anyway. It's just like that Pokemon Gym thing. But this way we get a guaranteed ambush. But yeah, the Pokemon Gym thing of like intentionally answering the questions wrong to fight trainers, because I like to do battles where I can. So yes, I see Queen Mab hath been with us this time.
The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
No, I'm not just thinking about how Pixie, I think it's Pixie can evolve all the way up into Queen Mab in Nocturne.
Ooh, Joker, you're looking cool.
Okay, so this one, even though we've got this music playing, this is technically still considered a mini-boss, so we're not allowed to negotiate with it.
Beat him up.
Even though they would be at the right level for us to recruit at this point. What we got going on here? Let's actually just go ahead and Mega Dollar and show them. I do like the animation of Mega Dollar in this game, how it has all of those like lasers just fire around them. Arn is not going to be useful here because these things null fire. Unless we do that. And here I can just bounce right back. And this is probably not even going to problem all that attack. They're all just going to die. I feel like I don't actually use Kumhanda very much in Persona 5, so that's another thing. Oh, and from that we get a security key card, so we had to fight them anyway. But yeah, this is kind of one of my first playthroughs really using a decent one. So yeah, that's one thing that I love about these games, is that in terms of fusions, like, each playthrough will usually be very different from the last. Let's be grateful for the existence of this keycard. While we're here though, I should probably check this. Because we have yet more guards.
Joker.
In this case, we will overlook this. Yeah, both of those are red shadows. But our keycard should hopefully be able to open this. Otherwise, we'd be kind of stuck, forced to fight those enemies. Also, we would be unable to get that will seed earlier, so that would be really bad. This place is just so conveniently designed to let us bypass most of the security, but I mean, I suppose that's what keycards are meant for. Of course, if one of these guards actually questions us, they'll probably realize that we're not a couple of elderly fairies. This guy right here, though, is very much a mini-boss, though. So let's go ahead and fight.
Yes.
Show me
We've had kind of a lot of mini-boss level enemies, and this is just already just the first phase of the dungeon. Oh, okay, then you can get bullet hell in this fight. But it is the auspicious pachyderm, otherwise known as Ganesha. Now, I think it's stuck in my mind pretty well that Ganesha tends to be weak to Psy. Yeah, there we go. And even its mini-boss variant is weak to Psy. This thing is technically not so much a mini-boss as it is an enemy from far later in this palace. So it still retains its weakness in that regard. I feel like there's some kind of symbolism of there being a Ganesha in a casino, because I feel like a lot of casinos in the world kind of co-opt Hindu imagery for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I feel like I've seen a lot of casinos do that. And just straight up explodes an elephant with a whip. And we now have a members card. Now we can access secret shops! Except, not really.
Well done.
Fear boost? Oh yeah, the only reason I had Dekaja was for the Okumura fight, so I don't really need that anymore. Revolution's potentially interesting. Especially with Haru's one-shot kill.
The enemy dropped some cards.
Not just one card, some cards, but hopefully they're not all the poker kind.
Ah, aren't those what we're looking for?
Speaking of things I have a suspicion weren't in vanilla, I don't think this scene was voiced in vanilla.
Oh, there are no names on them. They'll be unusable if they remain unregistered.
I can handle that. Okay, first registration complete.
So, let's register ourselves under a name like Rob M. Blind or Grant Larceny.
I wasn't sure what name to give it, so I just thought of a random one. Taro Tanaka.
Oh, that's nowhere near as well, yeah, I normally don't like puns, but both of those were Carmen Sandiego references, so I make an exception. Taro Tanaka is like the Japanese equivalent of John Smith. It's a very plain, generic name. It's, what, Shelley DeKiller's alias is in the Japanese version of Ace Attorney.
That's way too simple. Aren't they gonna figure that out?
They already know what we look like, and that we've intruded into the palace.
Yeah, exactly. We should have gone for full audacity and called ourselves Rob M. Blind.
Then again, it's probably better to be safe than sorry. Okay, the fake name for this card is a little more elaborate this time. Shinji Nakanomatsu. I also found a map of the casino.
So yeah, now we finally have this map. Also, I like that gavel cowgirl there.
Joker, you can hold on to this card and the map. Don't lose them, okay?
Also, winner is justice.
As for the Taro Tanaka card... Crow, get rid of it next time you see a garbage can.
Why me?
These kinds of chores always fall to the newbie.
You say that, and yet Haru, Yusuke, you when you first joined, Makoto, we never went through this.
Oh,
But this is just Akechi's karma for being so smug and blackmailing us.
Look, I found the perfect exit. Let's hurry up and get out of here.
We can also use that elevator now, right?
According to the map, it would be quicker to use this path than to go back the way we came. Come, let's hurry on.
Plus, there's a will seed we need to get. Oh no, Akechi is going to start a career as a professional gambler.
very well. Let us go.
Oh, and I just cut off his dialogue there. So, yeah, there's actually still quite a decent amount of this place that we haven't explored yet, so I want to go through all of that before we stop here. But yeah, there's that very obvious Willseed passageway that I need to go through too. Guess I can kind of get there easily by warping to the safe room. So, we have this opened up.
It's somewhere.
Looks like there's this little thing, like, notch on the map here. I'm not sure if that actually means anything or not. I always get paranoid when I see things like that. Now, this is gonna put us out here. And yeah, it looks like those guards from earlier are just straight up gone. So yeah, no need to fight them at all. So while I'm here exploring this area, I guess I can finish something that I promised to talk about the last time I was in here, and that's about like why I think that casinos are often considered acceptable targets for heist movies. Yeah, cause in...
Wind attacks shouldn't be used. Look for something else.
Also, I guess I can try nuclear on you now. Well, it almost obliterated you, but in that case, it's probably Bless. No, it's an outright resistance. Okay, don't even know what the heck you're weak to then. But in that case, yeah, you guard, you burn, then I baton pass to Yusuke, and then completely annihilate that unicorn. But yeah, in so many things, like you have Sly 1 with Mugshot's World, you've got Ocean's 11, Ocean's 13, this game. Casinos are a very common target for noble thief characters, and it's probably because, like, I'll just say that, like, I know some people in real life who are, like, incredibly violently anti-gambling. I'm not to that extent, but from what I've looked up about how actual casinos operate...
Do this at the speed of light.
Is that the first time we've seen her do that? But yeah, that's replenishing all of the search objects. Casinos, it's pretty easy to see why they often get targeted by phantom thieves because of this thing. Because even thinking pragmatically, like, they have to make a bit, like, they're a business, so really when you think about it, the games have to be designed so that the customers will eventually lose, and the more they play, the more likely they are to lose. But a lot of these places are just, like, yeah, made by really rich people to exploit people and make them lose money. Like, there's some games, like, for example, poker. Like, I find competitive poker really fascinating. Like, I really like watching footage of Poker Night at the Inventory, and other things like that.
But wind won't do much to it.
Maybe it is fire, then. Yep, there we go, it was fire. And I can actually recruit you now. Thank you, join my cause. Oh, and perfect time to be getting the Shadow Diplomat. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't got that by now, because I've been trying to recruit almost everything that I see. Minus, you know, the red shadows that are usually at too high a level when I first run into them. Oh, well, I guess I can dump Incubus.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Morgana only says that if it's something you've never registered before. No new skills from either of you two, though. Okay, so back in here, just because I really want to fill out my map, let's crawl onto this winner crawl space.
Somewhere.
And now we can open this door from the other side. Not really much in here except for an incomplete deck. Oh no. Incomplete deck. That's going to mess with completionists who like having all the cards. Or, yeah. You know, I wonder if there's an actual way to, like, cheat by, like if some casinos actually cheat by, like, playing with incomplete decks and stuff. Speaking of, like, cheating at cards, though, I still think one of my favorite quotes from The Simpsons is an episode where the Mafia are playing, like poker or something. One of them goes, 6 queens, and then, 7 queens. Oh, there we got this. So regarding casinos and stuff, while a lot of them aren't like this, like blatantly rigged, the games are usually designed so that there's like even a tiny percentage chance of the house winning. It's apparently why that like dealer must draw to something and stand on, I think it's 17. Rule in blackjack exists. Like blackjack does ultimately favor the house in the end. But there was one of my favorite books in the Murderous Math series that I talked about last time is Do You Feel Lucky, which is on probability. And just because probability, being someone who plays a lot of JRPGs, probability is like one of the few aspects of maths that I was actually good at and that I really liked. Yeah, here we are, we're all the way back here now. Still can't go through this grate though, but at least this lock got off of our map. I knew from seeing that lock icon that we would be able to open that door eventually, because if it was completely blocked, it would be marked with an X instead. Yeah, do you feel like he had some stories about some, like, famous gamblers who invented games that, again, like they made, like, a game that gave them a, like, 50.05% chance of winning so that eventually they would be guaranteed to win a lot of money. But then they made a game when they kind of made a mistake with the rules, and the game was, like, 50.5% chance of the opponent winning, and by playing so much, they eventually just completely wiped out their own games from the first game. But yeah, that was Futaba's position hack working. Basically an Uno reverse card, and this should wipe out everything. I also like the way that the mid-tier bless spells look. It's like 2 arrows of light converge on the enemy or something. Yeah, we are getting a lot of levels from just the first area. I'm a little worried because in general I don't like being over-leveled in video games. But yeah, I need to go and get the will seed, so I'll see you once I'm over there. Hi there. God, Diffuser grappling was right in view of that guy. And this is an example of why Shanae Hook is really good in combination with Psy and maximum technical rank, because you can just do that. Okay, now I got a chain encounter from this area. Okay, I guess you can give my power some experience. More power to the power. Like, the power that I fused is actually pretty good, so I don't mind getting experience like this. Huh, you were a little late to the level 46 party there. Actually, wait a minute, what am I thinking? I can just go here, then warp to the safe room in the backstage area. So first, I probably want to show off the quote here. Because I missed a few of them in Okumura's palace, even though many of the ones in that one are kind of disappointing, honestly. No, we're only tough on you.
Yes.
And you kind of deserve it. Yeah, why is it that in heist movies there's often an air duct that leads like right into the security room? Though of course, as I've said before, in real life, absolutely not stealthy at all.
How about this?
Yeah, this right here was just the prelude. This was kind of the Ace Attorney case 1, if you will. Oh, there's a thing right here. Oh, thank you, yeah, that was another one of, Kasumi's ability. Oh, and this is new. We have a new treasure demon here. So that was actually a very lucky time to get ambushed. We have Orlov. And Orlov is another opportunity for Akechi to do something because it's weak to Curse. Probably don't want to be using, the insta-kill version here, because that won't let you recruit it. I'm going to be giving up the experience in the unicorns here, but this thing's worth a lot of experience anyway. I'm going to have to dump something through this too, but it shouldn't be... I should have something in here that I can get rid of. So yeah, let's see what all of it... It just has the second tier spells, area spells of every element. Not exactly the best in terms of treasure demons, in my opinion. You're charge fodder, so yeah, I'll probably get rid of Kikuri Hime instead.
You've got a new mask, Joker.
I often confuse Kikuri Hime and Kushinada, but they're like kind of like, they're not exactly palette swaps or anything, but they're like, I think their models are built off of each other. And in some games they might share animations. I feel like Ame no Uzume shares animations with some of them in a few games too.
Will seed. Let's get it.
I also feel like this is pretty early into a palace for a will seed. Though admittedly Okumura's was quite early too. Okay, that's enough out of you for now. Red jealousy seed. It should be envy, not jealousy.
The first will seed. Don't mind if I do, Sai-san.
And with that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and use a Goho M to head back to the entrance. Because, I'll fuse at the start of the next part. We've done quite a bit here. We've got through the first whole area of the casino. Next time, we head up the elevator and start playing with the high rollers. So, see you all next time, when that phrase might be a little more literal than you'd think.